All right, poll question, Seton. What do you have for me today?
Well, Paulie just sent over a couple of dude poll questions. There's dude disappointing and dude positive.
Okay, let's go dude disappointment.
Dude.
By the way, the teams that didn't make the playoffs are far more interesting today. We have plenty of time to talk about the great stories. Seattle gets in. Detroit, play the role of spoiler. Somehow the Dolphins got in with an 11-6 final against the Jets there. The Jags, a great story as well, getting into the postseason. But it's the teams that didn't get in that are far more interesting today. All right, Seton.
What team would you be most disappointed in, or do you find most disappointing this season? And there's a bunch of options for you. The Cardinals are super disappointing.
Mm-hmm.
The Raiders, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Broncos.
Mm-hmm.
Rams, Colts, Browns. Packers.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would put the Packers at the top. And Denver,
Really?
Yeah, because it's still Aaron Rodgers, good defense. A lot of people, including yours truly, thought that they were a Super Bowl caliber team, and that's a big disappointment. And you're losing at home. Like, Aaron Rodgers didn't come up with a clutch game. Do you know, of all the quarterbacks who started every game this year, one quarterback didn't have at least 300-yard passing game. Yes, Paul?
I'm going to guess Aaron Rodgers.
Yes, yes.
Nailed it.
Ow! Stat of the day! Stat of the day! Stat of the day! Stat of the day! This is the stat of the day!
7 quarterbacks started all 17 of their team's games this season, but Aaron Rodgers failed to record a 300-yard passing game, the first quarterback to do so in a season since Josh Allen did it a couple years ago in 2019. That's remarkable. If you said at the beginning, there's quite a few of the, if you would have told me at the beginning of the year, and that would be one of them. Looking back and you go, oh my gosh, didn't throw for 300 yards. The Broncos, I think, ended up with, 5 wins? What was the over-under? Because we thought Seattle was tanking, and it turns out the Broncos gave you a record that seemed like they were tanking. But a big win yesterday, Todd. You got to be proud of your Broncos.
We're building something towards next season. A new coach is coming, 5-12. Here we come.
Yes, Paulie.
The preseason over-under in wins for the Broncos was 10.
Yay.
They just missed that one.
Yes, they did.
Packers was 11.
Yeah.
Rams, 10.5. A couple other teams that stunk. How about the Colts? 10 wins was a predicted number.
Yes, Todd.
When the schedule first came out and I saw Christmas Day, Broncos-Rams, new quarterback Russell Wilson against the defending champs, I almost made plans with my son to spend half the Christmas vacation in L.A. and go to that game, and we all saw 51-14 happen and 2 4-10 teams play each other. That would have been a total disaster.
Yeah. Thank you, Todd.
You're welcome.
No.
I'm sure your son's happy to hear that you didn't buy those tickets for him.
Yeah. You're famous for not doing something.
I like to plan things, but
Yeah,
as
you
far
do.
as seeing it
Yeah.
to its fullest and fulfilling those plans.
Yeah, I'm the same. Like, I can plan, and then it gets right up to it, and I go, second thought, I don't want to. 877-3DP Show, email address dp@danpatrick.com, Twitter handle @DP Show. The playoff matchups, Seattle is a 10.5-point underdog. Chargers are a 1.5-point favorite at the Jags. Dolphins at Buffalo. I got the Dolphins, according to DraftKings, 10.5-point underdogs. Giants at the Vikings. The Giants are a 3-point underdog. Ravens and the Bengals again. This time the Ravens are 6.5-point underdogs. Don't know if Lamar Jackson's going to play, but that would certainly change the line. I think it was Baltimore an 11 or 11.5-point underdog in Cincinnati yesterday. That's without Lamar Jackson, and he's going to be about a touchdown difference maker on the line, I would think, if he's going to play. Yes, Paulie.
That Dolphins-Bills line, the Dolphins are getting 11. I don't know if they've declared their quarterback yet. I think there's 3 guys in place, Skyler, Teddy, Two Gloves, and Tua. I'm surprised that line's not off the board.
And the Cowboys are... They're 3-point favorites against Tampa Bay at Tampa Bay?
That's right.
Whoa. Okay. 2 double-digit underdogs coming up this weekend. Okay. The Chargers-Jags, Chargers on the road going to Jacksonville, and 1.5-point favorites there. What else do we have, Seton?
I'm going to save the positive dudes
Ooh.
for the next hour.
Okay.
We haven't really gotten into this one yet, but the end of the Texans game.
Okay.
Should the Texans have kneeled on that 2-point conversion?
No. You can't do it. You can't be that obvious. Like, if you wanted to do something, it should have been going with a different quarterback. But if you win, then you lose the number 1 pick overall. It was a 4th and 20. The Colts DB whiffed on an interception. Instead of knocking it down, he whiffed on it. They score. Then they go for a 2-point conversion, and that was the difference. They end up winning. They lose the number 1 pick, and Lovie Smith gets fired. Other than that, nothing at stake in that game. Yes, Todd.
I also believe in karma. If you blatantly blow the game like that to get the number 1 pick, somehow that's going to work out very badly for you. You're going to pick someone that's going to end up being a disaster and not what you thought he was going to be.
But it was the best move for your franchise. It would have been the best move for your franchise to take a knee. Now, I don't know if you're punished by the NFL. If the NFL would fine the franchise, because that would be direct tanking, where you're going, we are trying to lose this game.
Right. That's not like putting in Nate Peterman to make sure you lose. This is a play where you're not being competitive.
Yeah. I would think that they would fine the franchise quite a bit there. And would they make you forfeit that pick, or would they do? I mean, that's competitiveness. I mean, when you're protecting the shield, it's about what is right. That makes sure that you're being competitive. A lot of people have money. The bettors with a money line bet on something like that. It all comes down now to gambling and, having the authenticity of everybody is trying to play. Now, you can start a quarterback who probably shouldn't start, and then you could pretty much do the damage that you need to do, and that is, hey, we're competitive. Coaches will always say this. Hey, we're putting the best product. I mean, those guys want to win. Yeah, but the players you put out there, Derek Jeter, when Jeter was with the Marlins, he's like, those guys, I take offense to that. Those guys really want to win there. Well, you're not putting good players out there. You could put the Danettes out there, and we'd be like, we're trying. We're not any good. Yeah, Seton.
But resting your starters isn't being competitive.
Well, you can do that because you want to protect them. They're nicked up, and the bigger picture is the playoffs.
So it's okay to look ahead at the bigger picture and disrupt the competitive balance of this game to look ahead.
Yes.
But you can't do that for the draft, but you can do that for the playoffs.
But you can't take a knee at the end of the game and go, you know what? We scored a touchdown.
Big picture. We're looking ahead to building the franchise. We're looking ahead.
All right, it's a different picture we're looking at, but you can say, look, we're going to have a top draft pick. We want to see if we have a quarterback on the roster. Now, I would say, by the 17th or 18th week of the season, and sooner than that if you have a quarterback in waiting. But if you're the Texans, could they have started somebody else and ensured that they got the number 1 overall pick?
Davis?
It's like they go, oh, my God, we can win this game. Now what do we do? I would love to know ownership. McNair watching that game going, okay, 4th and 20. All right, we got no shot. Hey, but we're competitive. We played. Wait, we just scored a touchdown. Wait, we're going for 2. Wait, if we score 2, then we don't get the number 1 pick. No, we don't. No, you don't. Yay, we score.
We don't want the number 1 pick.
Yeah.
We don't even want it.
No, we want the number 2 pick.
Nobody wants the number 1 pick.
Yeah, Paul.
The draft order right now is Bears, Texans, Cardinals, who don't need a quarterback, Colts, who do, with the 4th pick, Seattle with the pick from Denver with the 5th pick, Detroit at 6, Las Vegas at 7.
Could the Cardinals trade their pick to get Sean Payton?
Would it take a first for the permission?
Oh, yeah, I think the Saints are asking for a first-round pick. I think so. And I don't know. I think Denver is already engaging with Sean Payton, reportedly. And he admitted that over the weekend on Fox. But I think it's going to take at least a first-round pick for Sean Payton. Yes, Todd?
They made it sound like Denver gave up their first round picks for like the next 20 years to the Seahawks. So what first round picks do they have to even offer to get Sean Payton?
Kind of
Till 2029 draft?
kind of spent too much time on the Broncos. Way
Really?
too much time. All right. Nobody cares.
It's kind of a big deal that Sean Payton's in the mix for that job.
Yeah, okay. Let me wait. Until, So is Jim Harbaugh.
No, he's enthusiastically getting ready to coach Michigan next
that's
year.
just it. He's enthusiastically ready to coach Michigan, and then his name comes up in Denver, and I go, what's going on here? No?
He fully expects to be enthusiastically.
Okay, but you never know. He said.
At this time, my plans are
At this juncture.